Look, I think resources and in totality need to be looked at. And one of the roles I play is I'm on the board of New Zealand's largest water utility company. And so I had a strategic session with their executive yesterday, and the younger people they're engaging with, water is going to be a massive part of our future that we have to think about, because the water supply to get clean, palatable water takes a huge amount of energy. It's the amount falling from the sky is going to decrease. So then how do you actually think about, if you're going to do things like desalination or recycling of water, or if you're going to use some of the new technologies, the power needed to do those processes is enormous. So it's the flow-on effect. On one hand, you could say, well, let's move into more sustainable forms of energy. But if you need vast amounts of energy, how do you do that? So I think a younger generation is sort of looking at things, for example, crypto mining, and saying, great to have cryptocurrencies, but actually, if you're going to be using massive amount of electricity to do that, then actually that is not the way forward. So I think that they're thinking more of a systems thinking approach, and saying, so you have to do systems-wide change and not these sort of vertical siloed approaches which say, reduce power consumption, but you increase it somewhere else.
Well, I think the biggest one is energy. We still live in a world where fossil fuels make up a large proportion of total energy usage, but technologies are emerging and they're becoming increasingly cost competitive, especially solar PV and wind. And also batteries to support the use of electricity derived from them. And, that's just going to change the whole makeup of the energy sector. It's not that fossil fuels are going to vanish completely, but what we can be sure of now is that we're going to have a much more diversified energy sector than we presently do. It's not going to be dominated by fossil fuels in the way that it presently is.
I mean, it's the race for rare earths, to be really honest with you. The reality is we're moving to a regenerative energy platform, whether it be the birth of electric vehicles that are starting to proliferate our streets, or the desire and the need to ensure that we have renewable energies not only on our houses but in core infrastructure.